Hey peeps, hope you're doing well. We are inside the house today in one of the rooms that we haven't done anything to other than put stuff in it. But yeah, today's job is to try and take this out. We know that the chimney needs a major clear. It's got maybe a lifetime of birds' nests and soot and all sorts of stuff in there. So we're just going to take you on the journey as we discover what's behind here. We think there may be probably some sort of large mantelpiece like in our front room. So we might even be screwing back some plasters to see that. But the first job, without a doubt, is to get this big chappy out of the way, to take off the tiles at the back and to empty the chimney, which is going to be dusty and sooty and all sorts. So yeah, come along for the ride and the fun. So got the gloves, man-sized dispenser brush, bucket, but first is to get this big old beast out of the way. So let's see what happens. That'll be heavy then. Man, that's heavy. Don't know where I'm going with it. Good job it's a slate floor, not carpet. Put them out of the way. So, not sure whether this is going to come out all in one bit, but it doesn't really need to. So, just see how it goes. Get some light on the situation. I think we're somewhere near getting this pipe out. Then gives us access to the chimney. give you a bit of an insight. The reason we're doing this now is because we need to get the log burner guy back who's discovered that, put a camera up here and discovered it's full of certain nests and all that kind of stuff. We need to empty this so that he can come back and quote to put a log burner in, because we're going to aim towards not buying any oil for the winter and just relying on electric and log burners. So quite a key thing to get this cleared. Also we've got the skip outside, but yeah, quite a key thing to get this cleared and discover what's behind here. So we already can see if there is an ingle nook behind here. All this was fitted later and will need to come out. It's obviously all cracked and stuff anyway, so need to get all this out, but getting this pipe out is probably the first bit that needs to happen. It's been bent and therefore won't come out. See if we can give it some persuasion. Just keep rubbing. So that's that bit. Oh well, that's just rotted through. That is not all the pipe, or else, if it is, been fitted in 2 hours with sleeves and good. Just give you a show of what's up here. As you can see, there's another half of pipe, which I think must have, so you can see all the soot either side of it. That is just what is coming out of the chimney, because the chimney is full. So yeah, we'll keep on going. Probably do a bit of time lapse so that you haven't got to sit through all of this for the pipe coming out, but yeah, slow progress, unfortunately, slow progress. So just got that bit of pipe out. As you can see, 2 halves, not a great deal, but yeah, I don't know if I can bring that light. There we go. So if there is some sort of ingle nook fireplace here, it's very definitely been filled in with modern brick. So I think the next thing to do will be to take off this wooden surround, see if we can get that off. See where that takes us. But, yeah, I don't know, even doesn't appear to be many screws holding on. Underneath the plastic. That is what's holding it on. Not anymore. There we go. I've just nipped this outside. So cleared all that out of the way. And as you can see, we have lots of brick, more modern brick as well. So I think what we're looking at is that we have a bulge on this wall, that comes up to here, kind of point. It's a very definite bulge, and then there's a line down here, which kind of implies that there's a bigger fireplace behind there, but we just don't know. So I think rather than disturb all that first, because we need to know what is above it, can't chip out from the bottom because it wouldn't be supported. So I think we're going to chip away up here and just see if we can see a lintel above this, and if so, what sort of condition it's in, what it's made of. So it's just a bit of plastering at the end of the day to find out. I think we'd rather find out, because there could be something spectacular behind here, but equally there could not. So we're going to chip back this plaster and just see what's there. So we'll time lapse you, so you haven't got to just watch me chip away, because that could be long and laborious. Yeah, watch this. So guys, just pause it there, because we do have stone. So a long way up from the bottom, but there is a piece of stone there. So the only thing left to do is to go left and right, see how far it goes. Unfortunately, I have found a crack in it, which could mean, or could be, the reason why it got filled up, because maybe we felt that it wasn't load supporting anymore. But there was also, you can see, I don't know if this crack, we'll find out, in the plasterwork follows that crack in that stone, in which case could be that if this is one big bit of stone, it's all the way cracked in half. So we'll keep chipping away and see what we find. So guys, just paused for a moment. It's still going. It's a little bit freaky. I've got to, this is a massive bit of stone. I've got to the original plasterwork. Can you see that? And that is original, I'm pretty sure, human hair that they've put into the plaster, the lime mortar, to make it stronger. So someone was old and white there, and someone else was, yeah, I don't know, browny red, but I'm pretty sure it's too fine to be horsehair. So freaky what they used to do back there, but whatever worked, I guess. Whatever worked. Back to it. So guys, we have found, as you just saw from the time lapse, massive bit of stone above this fireplace, and just discovered too that whilst this brickwork all looks really solid, there was a, hopefully you're going to be able to see this, grab the light, there was a gap here that had this bit of slate and this grate in it, and that's because up here is a massive void, and the old, as we thought, Inglewood fireplace. Not quite sure what that steelwork does, but there's slates above it. But don't want to drop you. But yeah, it goes right back that way. It goes right back that way, and it's hollow down there as well, so all of this was just for show. It's possible, I guess, that that bit of steel some way supports this crack, which is a bit worrying. So I don't know how much of this brickwork is actually supporting that bit of stone. But if it's anything like the other side, this bit of stone is only about 6 inches thick, albeit that's still very heavy, but it could be why that it's cracked and that there's a massive void up there. So I'm fairly sure where that brickwork ends is the bottom of the stonework. So just need to debate now what to do, whether to make a start and see what happens with this stone. I mean, it doesn't look amazing above the stone either, so obviously don't want this whole thing to fall. So yeah, decisions to make now, decisions to make. Hey guys, so it's the next day, and we've managed to assess the whole situation. We've moved on a little bit. As you can see, I've managed to chip away all of these bricks and see what the deal is with this bit of stone. Kind of come to the conclusion that actually that steelwork that's behind is a historic attempt to try and give some support to this bit of stone that is cracked in the middle. It's actually a bit of slate. Managed to get up in there now, and it is a bit of slate. And interestingly, although the crack's here on this face, it's actually over here, so it's cracked diagonally across. So that bit of steel work comes into here, and then there's actually quite a bit left on the other side. So took these out, it supported itself, kind of left these in place just loose overnight, just to see if there's any movement. There hasn't been any movement in this. And then additionally, last night, managed to find a bolt to connect these two bits of steel back. So there's a bit of steel that comes across from front to back, and then this bit is like almost like a torsion bar almost. So managed to get a bolt big enough to go in there. So just been discussing what the plan of action is now. So what we're going to do is probably not take it all the way back here. I'm going to take out either side of this fireplace. As you can see, the original supports are just here, which is why I took this brick out, get the bolt in. But so we're going to take it back to here, but because the brickwork is so rubbish, there is actually a gap on top of it. So I want to try and marry up this face with this face, so there's a bit more support. So we're going to kind of take this brickwork out this side, leave the middle as a just in case, and then take the brickwork out this other side, although it's not quite as far out, it's still a little bit, still leaning out. Try and make all that good. And then I've bought this morning this massive piece of nice chunky angle iron, which we'll put across there just as like a safety measure to make doubly certain that this bit of stone doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, feels confident that this is supported with what's already there, but again, just a nice thick chunky thick gauge bit of angle iron will also help that, and also because we're not spanning the whole thing either as well, it's going to gain support a bit closer to where the cracks are. So feel safe and secure with that, but it'll mean we can at least open up this. There's like a 18-inch gap behind there, so it'll look nice with our new log burner. So yeah, I shan't probably time lapse it all. I'll just pause in between each bit and just give you a progress update as we go. So yeah, so otherwise this video would probably end up like an hour and a half long. So yeah, I'll touch base with you once I've got some of this brickwork out, and if there's any eventful bits, then I'll be sure to show you. Hey guys, so progress update. Went for the acro in the middle in the end, just because it was proving yeah, just a bit too slow progress to try and chip it away either side. So got the old acro up in the middle. It's not a proper acro, but again, feel it's supporting its own weight and there's no fresh cracks. So yeah, just making my way down one side now, get that straight, making my way down the other side, and nearly at the bottom. And then yeah, we'll figure it out. Good pile of bricks on the floor. See you in a bit. So guys, yeah, next phase we've taken all this brickwork down to nearly the floor, just so that yeah, we can start rebuilding. So got it down each side, got my plumbing line down, so I need to obviously make it straight down this line, but also straight down this line. As you can see, we're dealing with a little bit of the fact that the wall's not straight, so we're gonna have to make that as good as we can. I've had to chip away a bit more of this one, this side, because as I said to you, we've got a lip here, so I need to try and make that come over this way a bit. So we'll try and make that as good as we can. Yeah, so I've got some fun, really old, if I can show you. Look at that. Looks, I don't know how old, but looks kind of like maybe even hand printed. So we did think about taking off, but we're going to leave it there for prosperity for others to find. So yeah, pretty funky, layers and layers of old newspaper, wallpaper, probably like 5 layers there. So yeah, I'll maybe do a bit of a time lapse of putting this thing back together so you can see what's going on. Hey guys, yeah, only me. Just going to pause proceedings there. Just been editing that footage, putting it all together, and even with some of the time-lapse stuff and fast forwarding some bits, it's getting 20 plus minutes long. So going to kind of draw an end to that chapter of sort of the discovery and destruction of this hole in the wall. And so the next part will be about the rebuilding and making good, and yeah, again, it looking nice and proper. So please do give us a like, give us a subscribe. Please take the time to do that. That would be super amazing and a blessing to us. But yeah, have a great one, and see you in part 2. Bye.